All right, back to a new project here. Nice day for it. We've got a 63 Ford Fairlane. Custom motor, obviously. On this one, we're doing a full rewire. I'm gonna have to, I'm just getting on this one. So we're figuring everything out. We got a little bit of a mess going. Some of this has already been handled. This is how I showed up to it, but very common. We're gonna get on it now and see what we can do about getting all this wiring patched up, and I'll keep this video going. Okay, now back to it. I've pretty much generally separated the wires in looms of the directions of where they go. Kind of my first off thing. I hate to record all this. You guys can see how slow I really move. Anyway, all beside that, we're mounting our fuse panel right there up high. All this wiring is actually going to be tucked in. Some of it goes to the dash. Another section goes up through here and through the rails and whatnot. All the blinker controls and everything. You make your own plug. I prefer to solder everything too. But yeah, generally send the directions of wires where they go, and it's a good starting point. I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna do a little more work, and I'll film a little more in a minute here. Gonna show you how I connect some stuff, and I like to make a checklist. I know it sounds a little funny, but anyway, I just go through it and I check it off, but I can't even start this until I start tying in wires. But simply just keep going. Some of the wiring does go to the back. Just tuck it in, do it right. Trying to make it where it doesn't rub nor cut. I'm probably going to throw some insulation on certain edges and whatnot, because it will short out in the long run if you don't get it nice and tight and insulate where edges are. Take your time, do it right. All right, we're back on it. Doing the front section of the 63 Fairlane. Did pop some holes in here. We're gonna clean those edges up. Don't like the rough edges around my wiring, so I'll probably use the small 1/8" hose or so. We're replacing these headlights, and what we're dealing with is factory. These don't have enough room for the new headlight assembly to go through. So we got a clear shot through the fender, which I'm gonna have to do a little magic, but there it is. We're gonna run the new, got harness with relays and a bunch of stuff in here. We actually just took the loom off the harness that came with these lights, and we're integrating it in with new wiring that we're adding in for the rest of the car, so it'll all be correct, other than the couple holes behind the headlight bezel here. We're looking good. I'm gonna pause this, continue on. We're gonna get these headlights in, and they got the halos. Pretty neat little setup. So we're gonna get this all in, and I'll resume video. All right, kind of stopped the camera for a minute. We drilled some 2-inch holes to accommodate the back of the conversion bolts through there, where we can get them out, change them if need be. Got our bezels right here disassembled. Now we're going to go ahead and run our wiring through. Got to put one more set of holes. I'm going to try to tuck them in there and there. Just kind of keep them out of sight, out of mind. Tuck them in, make them look okay. It ain't going to be perfect, but I'm going to try to make a decent job. Bear with me. I'll keep on filming in a minute. All right. We'll just test fitting a few things. Got everything ran through. We can access the bulbs now from the back side, which was not possible before because no holes. But this, the way this is set up with the bezels and everything, these lights will not fit without the hole behind the bezel, each headlight. We did take a piece of vacuum line, slice it in the middle, and wrap it around for the rough edges. We're gonna have no cut wiring. Gonna reloom all that. Putting together the other bezel side right now. Just give it a quick wipe down and paint. Just something to clean it up if you got it apart already. And there was some overspray whatnot on the headlight rings. I just take steel wool, do it by hand, and they look almost perfectly chrome again. Just lightly hit them, just enough to clean them. You don't want to scratch them all up. All right, well, we'll get the other side in, and we'll continue. All right, the 63 Ford Fairlane project, kind of in the middle of the wiring, ended up kind of at a stopping point as far as adding relays for fans and ignition and kind of integrating a lot in. That's actually a hole for aftermarket horn that we got, and aftermarket coil, aftermarket everything. We're gonna go ahead and box in the glove box, put like the controls for the Dakota digital dash. Everything will be going in. So I'm gonna box this in so I can actually make mounts and everything else, and we have access to these brains and certain things that we might need to play with later. So there it be. We'll go ahead and continue on. Well, as far as wiring goes, had to build a few things to accommodate what we're adding to this. This is for the Dakota digital dash, and we've made a metal glove box to mount a few of the electronic components in, since it was missing it anyway. Perfect little setup for it. The top is open still, so you can get the wiring access. Other than that, there you go. All right, back at different sections, jumping around on this thing. We are just starting to do the exhaust. Headers are on. Just welded the flanges. We're looking at a really tight fit, so we're gonna 90 right out of that thing immediately, and I want it to sit something like this coming out of the angle of the car. Get me around some of this stuff down here. We're running duals. We're gonna go wide, come back in after the tranny, clear up front for the we're putting an X pipe in the center, and then back to the Series 10 Flowmasters. Yeah, we'll keep filming. In just a minute, get a few tacks in, drop this all down, weld it on the ground where we can get every single piece, or every single weld where we got no leaks, where it's not real hard to get to everything anyway. Bear with me. All right, we're back on our exhaust. I just dropped it off the flanges on the exhaust manifolds, and that way I can get all the top sides on the X pipe in the center. Get our Flowmasters in. We got it up and over the back axle, and kind of had to scab a few pieces, but these are just a kit. Apologize about a couple ugly little welds and whatnot, but she was a tight fit. We were running out of stuff, but overall turned out pretty good for a little driveway job.